Howdy y'all, and welcome back. I'm currently 16,000 blocks away from my base at the nearest mangrove swamp. I got a few comments on the last video, and I try not to get attached to the numbers, but I have to admit it feels good. The few people who liked and commented on my last video, thank you so much. And to those asking if I will release the mod pack, I just gotta figure that out. I'll probably have a link in the description this episode, so go for it. So here's my barn. It's pretty humble. I haven't decorated everything. I need to do an entire interior and sort of blend it into the landscape, make it fit. On top of that, I plan on putting sort of a cover with a little drinking spot for them and some hay. And I think I'm going to add sort of a deck here, very small deck, with a back entrance right here into the barn. If we take a look at my do book here, while the sun sets, you can see I've written that down, and the barn was supposed to be later on my list, but man, I got excited. Beyond that, I want to put a tree in the sheep pen, make that cover for the sheep that I talked about, put another tree by the farmland, possibly close to the barn, and even make a small pig pen for bacon. And across the river here, this area is bothering me a bit. Don't get me wrong, I am very happy with the portal, but I think right now it feels a bit out of place. I want to start making some pine trees and converting a lot of the surrounding trees. Every few episodes I'll probably just make a few pines. And over time, this will become my forest. And I think that'll really blend this portal in, but I'm still so proud of this thing. I forgot to mention I cleaned up the inside of my first floor on my house. It's not my best work, but I just threw in some bookshelves, some plants, some candles, and a little table area. I like this side. This side I could take or leave, but this side I like. And now, when you walk in, it just feels a little more welcoming. Since I've still got some energy, and I've already designed the cover for my sheep in their pen, I'm going to go ahead and build that before I go to bed tonight, and I'll wake up tomorrow ready to build some trees. Somehow I was short one singular fence, but here it is. It's cute. It's nothing insane, but I think it's a nice little addition. So I didn't design any trees. For some reason, I've had a bit of a block today when it comes to the trees. I'll get around to it eventually, but today I did decorate this barn. I've got the full interior done. I've got some stalls for animals. They're entirely for show. Animals will not stay in here, even if I close the gate, which, if I do, it becomes disconnected. Anyway, I think they look fantastic. It's a nice compact design, and it's got this slight angle which just makes it a bit more interesting to me. On top of that, I've got this upper compartment in case I need extra storage. But mainly I want to use this place to store all of my farming resources, both plant and animal. So I'll have a lot of room for chests down here. On top of that, I've got some barrels and chests for show up here, but I could put them to use. I also installed a back door with patented steep staircase, of course. And I also put in some coarse dirt around the inside of the sheep pen and made a walkway from around here, where you walk up to the sheep pen and to the barn. I'm also going to put in some silos next to the barn. It's a small detail, but I like it. They're like as simple as you could go for a silo. I went for a really sort of small scale. I feel like this farm area has a smaller scale, and I'm liking that. And it's good for the amount of time that it takes to design this stuff. They've got this slight gradient between tough stone and then andesite, so dark to light and then back to dark, to give it sort of that ribbed look that I think a lot of the sort of old gray silos have.
Pizza time.
So I've been sitting with these trees for a minute, and when I say these trees, I mean this one and this one right here. I'm walking around, I'm feeling them out, and it's apparent to me that those two trees do not live up to these two trees. This guy, and especially the one I put in today, I think I'm just gonna have to call Mulligan and destroy them. I know. It's sad, but it's all part of the process. Something about, I see it in my Superfly world. I spend a lot of time on it. I'm feeling good about it. And then once I put it down, and I saw like how dark these birch leaves look next to all the rest of the greenery around the farm, and sort of how some of the air pockets look in this tree, I think I went too big. I think the birch leaves are too dark, and I think I need to put more care into where I use negative space. Now I'm going to destroy them. And they're gone. Check it out. Empty skies right here. Same over there. Now, there's a lot left to do with trees. And all this means is that I get to try again, right? I think what's going to happen next is I'm going to try some trees on a smaller scale. Like, I liked something being here as you're walking back to the base, but maybe it's like 3 decent-sized trees and not one massive one. Over there, I might try my hand at a big one again. I liked that spot. I liked the idea there. I think the birch leaves were a mistake in this biome by the farm. And I also think I could have just spent more time in creative mode tweaking it from all the different angles, trying to get it to feel right. I could even start shading with the leaves, use lighter like azalea and oak on the top and then transition to darker like birch and spruce on the bottom. I don't know, trying to give it highlights and whatnot. There's a lot left to do. But I'm going to take a step back with the real big trees. And instead, I'm going to try my hand at some tiny little pines.
Pizza time.
And here they are. It's simple. Some simple pines, but, I took my time. I wanted to get that classic pine shape, with the, similar to the vanilla spruce trees, they sort of go in and out in like a ribbed pattern. And I'm pretty happy with how I even did that on a small scale. Like, you can see it's one thick here and then a bit wider, and then near the top, it becomes one spruce leaf and the fence doesn't even cut through, right? And then on the larger one here, it's similar. It starts, thin, wide, thin, wide, thin, wide, and then as you get to the top, it ends up being air and then like a thin layer. And I'm really happy with how these turned out. It's a nice little start. This is sort of the inspiration for the rest of what this forest could be. Before I end off the episode, I just made that little pig pen that I said I wanted to make. Just to make sure that I got everything else on my book done, since I called a mulligan on those trees. It sort of feels like I didn't get much done this episode, but I don't think that's true. I did a lot with the paths, the interior of the barn, the whole barn. I forgot that was this episode. Anyway, here's our pen here. I'm gonna go ahead and hitch my horse. And I forgot one spruce fence for this guy. Yeah, I mean, I'll get some pigs in here in between episodes. I just wanted a little spot where I could slaughter some pigs for some bacon. I've got bacon and eggs right here. But that's going to do it for this episode. A bit shorter than the last one, I know. But I'm happy with the progress. And I'm happy with my decision to get rid of the tree. It might seem strange that I'm happy about that, but I think there's a certain level of confidence in your own taste to do something like that, to spend all that effort on something and then decide, you know what? No, it's not right. And I'm not trying to beat myself up. I mean, it's fine that the tree didn't turn out great, but I wouldn't have been able to continue with that feeling that it wasn't quite right. I'll be back to try my hand at more trees later, and hopefully some larger structures. You know, I'm reaching a point in the world where I need more rockets, so I need a creeper farm. And beyond that, I want some other farms as really an excuse to build larger structures and sort of start a new district perhaps and then come back to the farm. Maybe just as a little teaser for next episode though. I've been thinking about lore and adding a story to this world. Now, I think it's pretty obvious. My skin is a weed farmer, okay? And this area is his domain. And I want to give him a story. I'm working on it. I like how the story's coming along so far. Gonna tie in sort of the portal and everything going on. It's gonna feel cool, but I gotta make sure I get that all figured out. So you're just gonna have to keep your eyes peeled for the next video. On top of that, I just want to clean up this starting area so I can go feel better about starting bigger, better projects, right? I mean, this is my starter area, and I feel like I've neglected this field here. I've just been putting off putting something here, you know, maybe a home for my horse and another small tree is all it really would take. Beyond that, I have some cleaning up to do below my base, right? I've got my storage, and it's fine. This can stay like this, but here, this is a bit of a mess. Come on, I can do better than this. Make the mine look a bit better, right? Anyway, might even close up the mine and make a whole structure for that at some point. Who knows? Big plans, feeling good. Anyways, if you made it through the whole video, thank you so much for watching. Peace out.